Hello. I see we are live, and let's check if we are seen everywhere on all channels where we are broadcasting at the moment. If you're watching us live, please type hashtag live. If you are watching the replay, type hashtag replay. Hi, this is nice. I hear myself double, and I'm going to close all. Okay, let's see what is. Yeah, I saw where the problem was. It came from YouTube. So we're live on YouTube, we're live on LinkedIn, we're live on Facebook. And welcome to the Heartfelt Conversations every Thursday at 2 p.m. UK time. I'm Iskra Petrova. I'm the host of this show. And today we're here together with Catherine Balikia. We're going to be talking about navigating transitions, navigating challenges, navigating changes. If you're watching here, if you are with us, co creating with us, please share your comments. We will come back later after the show and we will respond to each one of you. If you want to connect with me or with Catherine later, feel free to send us direct message. I'm really excited to be able to create value for you and connect with your energy, share with us our energy, share with you our energy, and make an experience through which we learn and grow together. Give me 1 second. I'm seeing that someone is messaging and trying to join. Okay, so all is good. We are visible. I'm Iskra Petrova. I'm a clarity and confidence coach and self empowerment mentor, and I'm the creator of the Empowered Life Mastery, a system of 3 stages that takes people from being stuck in doubt, self doubting, self judging into their power, stepping into their power, into their life, so they can create massive changes in their personal lives and also in the world as facilitators of healing and transformation. So today, the conversation is going to be a continuation on a topic that we started on Tuesday when I hosted a case retreat, a very safe space where we gather in a healing support circle and we support one person to share their present challenges and receive feedback, receive sharing of experiences, receive guidance, and most importantly, compassion and love. And one of the important topics that we covered on Tuesday was navigating transitions, navigating challenges. So I chose to continue this conversation because I know that there are so many synchronicities, and the fact that this topic has come up for us, has come up in my community in the Blooming Confidence Club. It always happens that such a topic, an important topic, is present in the lives of the people around us. So let me ask you, everyone who's watching now the live, please type hashtag live, or the replay, type hashtag replay. And also ask Catherine, when you hear the topic of transitions, of change, of challenge, how do you feel about it? Are you used to being involved and navigating challenges? Are you feeling shattered, or is are the challenges taking you out of your track? How are you feeling when you know that some big changes are coming up? I know that there have been some big changes in your life recently. So maybe you can share without too many details. How did you manage to navigate that? And then we will go into the particular aspects that I shared already when I was announcing this live show today.
One thing is you it depends from what kind of transition you are going through. So when it is an exciting one, you are driven by excitement. but you still have a little bit of fear. So you just go for it, and you try to navigate as in the best way you can. But many times it happens that you need even a support from others, support from friends, or the people who are around you. But not always you find them. So luckily for me, I have my coach, and my coach helps me to navigate. I i openly speak with her. What are my challenges? What are my doubts? And what 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 can I what is my next step? Because sometimes you are so taken away by excitement, by fear, which is a combination that sometimes it's hard to regulate. So you need someone from outside who can give you a more open perspective of what's going on. And once you do that, then yes, you start navigating. Um,
Yes.
that is when things are more positive. When there are other challenges, which are like they can be around health or around supporting someone else, you equally need someone that can support you to overcome. And I found myself even in that situation when I was really, really fearful, because I didn't know I knew what was going on. I was clear about that, but I didn't know how I had to feel, if it was right to hold back or to go forwards. It was really it was quite challenging. And even in that situation, luckily, I had my coach that helped me again to see things differently, not to take one step at a time instead of taking the whole situation with me. So I just broke it down a little bit. So by just taking one day at a time, I was able then to have more clarity, and then um, she even advised me to take care of myself. So by taking care of myself and not neglecting my needs, I was able to overcome, and and that happened. I went through it, and now it's gone. Because everything we really face in life, they are temporary. But when we
Yes.
are in it, when we are in the situation, it is very difficult to navigate. We always need a support of someone else that can see things from the outside, because we are so involved in what is going on that it becomes a little bit challenging.
Yes, thank you so much for sharing that. And I really felt honored to be able to support you through this process. And I feel humbled by your resilience and by your commitment, the way you did it. But we're not having this conversation here to talk about and to share testimonials. It is really a beautiful coincidence that we have this opportunity to touch a bit on your personal story. And I think you can also share some of the tools that we use, because I believe they will be useful for everyone who's watching us now. Thank you for joining. I saw people commenting on LinkedIn. I really appreciate you, and thank you for creating the time to be here with us. I will come back, as I said, and we will respond personally afterwards. You mentioned something really important, Catherine. You mentioned the word clarity. Clarity is a big fundamental element, foundational piece in developing direction for change, direction in our life journey, direction in the general aspect, when we are working on creating a vision, or when we are um, when we're trying to find what is our next step in our daily life. So what are your ways to bring more clarity in your life? What are the ways that you have developed throughout your own personal development journey, as well as since we started working together almost a year ago, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I found very interesting was, which was completely new for me and I never considered, was the wheel of life. That was something very, very. Um, im- I was very impressed about it because um, it helped me to focus on different areas of my life, because I was living a life just, yeah, whatever comes comes. Okay, and I was neglecting some areas of my life and considering other areas. Like I was more focused on working. But when you work too much, you lose, the awareness of being you, being the person, the person who's living. So I started tackling that part, which is, um, what are my needs, what what is my life, do I integrate uh, fun, self-care, health, do I integrate that part of my life into the work life? Because without that, you just work and you'll be tired. You are not taking care of yourself. You are not providing um, like um, entertainment or fun that will give you more energy than to be able to work. So then, how does the finance, um, you know, how much does it, how important it is in your life? That's another part that I didn't consider. I was working, and having money, but I was not taking care of that part as I should. So it was just like mind blowing, understanding how simple it can be once you know what you are doing and where you are looking for clarity. So having clarity in all those areas which are important in my life, in everybody's life, uh, changes happen.
Yes.
Things,
Yeah.
yeah.
This is really a very powerful tool, one of my favorite tools that I'm always bringing and I'm broadly teaching in workshops. And also there is a whole module in the Empowered Life Mastery that in which we're working in utilizing, using different prism, different perspectives to apply the Wheel of Life. And for the people who have never heard of this self-coaching tool, and I'm here making the emphasis on self-coaching, self-empowerment, because my general intention is to equip everyone who I'm coming in touch with to learn to be self-sufficient, self-empowered, self-aware, and to be able to continuously apply the things that you have been learning from me. The Wheel of Life is all about taking a wider look at our life and seeing that everything is interrelated, and that there are several aspects, there are several elements that we need to be paying attention to, because when we neglect one area of life, as you mentioned, Catherine, having fun, having joy, experiencing joy, then without noticing, this is going to impact and influence the other areas of life. And I know of so many people, and I'm sure our viewers also know that too, that having a lot of money is not enough. Having the perfect family, or being in marriage, or having children, having most of the things that so many people desire is not always enough if elements like inner peace are missing, if element as feeling connected with the sense of purpose in life is not present, if there is no fun and there is no joy, if there is not something bigger than the materialistic daily living. And I know of people who are miserable because on the outside everything looks amazing, everything looks perfect. People even might envy and feel jealous about what looks like facts, but they cannot see under the surface. And the process of self self exploration, self inquiry, and self understanding is something that is needed so that we learn to live life to the fullest. And by cultivating this very unnatural state of being present in the moment, we learn to be more playful and not take life so seriously the way we have learned to do throughout most of our life, or at least this is the popular way. And at the same time, it gives us exactly the opposite. It gives us the understanding of the importance of everything that we do, and understanding that every thought that we are creating, or every action that we're taking, could be really important and could be impacting both our life and the life of the people around us, and also create maybe ripple effect in the lives of many other people. And I have a couple of questions that help bring clarity, and I love questions. Every second week we are gathering for a co-creation circle, and I have a couple of traditional questions that I always ask, but I always try to bring new questions. But here I have prepared just three, and I want to ask you all who are watching us now live, and also when you're watching the replay, to answer for yourself, and if you feel like, share with us too. The first question is, ask yourself what truly excites you. What truly excites you in life? When you wake up, do you wake up excited, or you wake up with the thought that, oh, another boring day, I have to do this boring thing, or I have to do the stuff that I am obliged to do, and at the end of the day, one more day will be gone and the next day will be the same. So the first question, what truly excites me? Write it down, or come back, or pause the video and watch the replay and journal in your journal, or feel free to share in the comments below. The second question is, what impact do I want to make? And this is a very big question. Many people don't believe that they can create an impact. But I want to invite you just for a moment to step outside of you and to try to look at yourself with the eyes of an observer and check, how are you making other people feel when you are joyful, when you feel light, when you approach them with openness and with trust, when you are authentic and vulnerable, and when you share yourself with them, and this becomes an invitation for them to share themselves with you, when you're communicating and connecting from the heart, without second thoughts, yeah, without agendas. And then you will realize that your light, your spark, can ignite hope, can bring more joy, can make feel people feel seen and trusted and heard. And this is already an impact doesn't have to be huge. Impact doesn't have to be changing all of a sudden the lives of millions, but maybe this is also possible. Maybe you decide to shoot a live video on social media and share about small win, small challenge that you overcame, and you become an inspiration for someone, or even save their lives. So explore for yourself, answering the question, what impact do I want to make? And you can start first by asking what impact I'm already creating, and how much more impact I want to make, or what are other ways that I want to be seen or remembered, or as an impactful, or as an impact maker. And the third question, and this is one of my regular questions that I ask during the co-creation circles, is, and I know that you know it, Catherine, if I would look back at my life 6 months from now, what would make me feel proud about myself and my actions? So, this is another tricky question. And for people who have not been practicing mindfulness or visualizations or embodiment, you might find it hard in the beginning. But I invite you to connect with yourself, to create this time, maybe a couple of minutes a day, maybe once a week. You need to have the space, you need to have the silence, and to be in a nice environment, so that you can connect with yourself and take yourself on a journey in the future. There is there is no restriction. You can let your imagination fly free and take you in the future, imagining that everything is possible. And if everything is possible, and you can see and feel in your body in the most possible successful form, shape, environment, surrounded by people who love you and support you, and you know that you are very close to the full actualization of your potential, check how would your journey look like if this journey of self-realization started today. So how would you remember 6 months in the future? How will you remember yourself throughout these 6 months of daily actions, daily behavior, daily thought process? And this may give you extra clarity that you can use as a tool for yourself to direct your next steps. And this is very important. We When we don't have this clarity, and when everything is very vague, it feels overwhelming, knowing that we have to make a choice, that we have to make some very important decisions. And what I love to do, and what I encourage my clients, is to always take the smallest, best step that is possible to be taken right now, to take it now, so that you don't feel overwhelmed, you don't feel scared, and you don't avoid it. And this helps avoid procrastination, because you're doing the simplest small thing that is available for you right now. So one of the other aspects, one of the other elements that we started talking about with Catherine some minutes ago in relation to navigating transition was also, we mentioned confidence, and confidence goes hand in hand with clarity, because when we know where we are, when you use some of the tools, Catherine mentioned the wheel of life, and we've been working very extensively with it. When we develop this clarity and know where we are, and when we create an intention to know where we want to go, then we start trusting that we have we have a space where we're starting, we have a direction where we want to go. So now we feel a bit more confident about moving forward. So Catherine, how are you moving forward? What is the type of confidence that really propels you in taking action?
Wow. First of all, I have to start with, I didn't have so much confidence, and I by being coached by you, I learned first of all to understand what are my needs, what are my fears, or being clear about all this, so that I could then find myself um, knowing exactly what I want and how I want to feel from what I was feeling before. So that was very, very, you know, um, important for me. And then from there, I had that freedom of speech, which I didn't have. So even learning um, how to accept myself, it's all because you learn who you are, You accept what you are and what you can be, because always had too many beliefs of not being good enough, for not being capable to do what I wanted to do. So it just boosts up my confidence, knowing myself, knowing what I can do, how I can my change my perspective. And it's not what is the story I'm telling myself. By changing all this and having clarity around all this, help me to, yes, to take then to have the courage to take the first step towards something that I love. And so that that helped me even to wake up in the morning, to be excited to learn more about myself, to learn more about my feelings, about what I can do differently. And having questions um, like the ones you ask all the time when we have our retreat, um, that helped me a lot to see things from another perspective, and sharing experience with um, other people helped me. Even that one helped me to see who I am, how I feel, and it's fine. It's fine to be vulnerable. It's fine to. It's okay just being yourself. You don't have always to be perfect, but what is important is to know exactly what you want and how you feel about it. And when you have all clarity about what you are, how you feel about it, about what you are, you know, your present being, you. And when you ask what, looking back 6 months from today, 6 months forward, you're saying,
Yeah.
how would I look? I would, I would look at myself like someone who's building up um, courage, resilience, and feeling happy about what I have achieved. Um, Even when things were quite challenging, I was strong enough to just show up and continue doing what was right for me, and just continue um, showing up with my true authenticity.
Yeah.
Those are the things. Yeah, being authentic, being honest, because even that one sometimes it's very difficult to be honest with, really be honest with myself, and acknowledge, okay, I didn't succeed, I fell, but I'm still resilient to try again over and over until I find my right way, the way I want to live, the way I want to think, the way I want to impact other people. But just being honest to myself, that's fundamental.
That's absolutely true. And you have been such an inspiration for me. I love to be inspired by my clients, and I'm very picky about who I choose to work with. And you are an amazing change maker. The things that you have been doing and the way you have been going through, and really your openness, your authenticity, your inner power, your inner wisdom that come naturally, that comes so purely expressing who you are, this is what allows heart connections to happen, and not only in this closed safe space, in this setting that we're creating together in our intimate coaching and mentoring relationship, but the same way it is possible for us when we embrace who we are, when we learn, and there is a process to do that. And it's absolutely true what you said. It's so much easier when you feel guided, and when someone is there to show you, to talk with you about the blind spots, and to give you feedback. It happens faster, it happens easier, because you can trust to open yourself and be vulnerable and share stuff that's not always shareable in our natural environment with our family or friends, who will not understand what we're going through, or have different aspirations, different goals and visions. But authenticity is the key for us, first to connect with ourselves. As you said, sometimes it's not easy to see who we are, or to acknowledge the flaw, the mistake, the failure. But in the process of self exploration and self growth, we learn and we understand that these are the stepping stones of progress, of evolution, of success. And without failure, there is no win. If all was a sequence of wins and victories, how would we measure? And I know that it might sound superficial, but it's our whole life consists of ups and downs. And I really love this metaphor of growing on a spiral. And we may feel that we're coming to the same spot and going through the same challenge, but we're already a level or two up. Of course, everything is relative. And we have new perspective, we have new toolkit, we have the past experiences that we have been growing through, and we can look at the same challenge, at the seemingly same type of people, and we're already acting and responding in a different way, because we have this treasure of the wisdom that we have accumulated, of the knowledge, of the toolkits. And also, our energies has shifted. I recently shared with my audience and with my class that I was amazed by this study of neuroscience that discovered that literally our brain changes and new genes emerge when we're going through challenges, and this is part of the evolution process in nature. So it literally, I'm using this word a lot, literally, I just noticed that we are transforming, um, and it is let me see, it is encouraging and it is empowering to know that the challenges that we face, the non-desired transitions or transformations or changes in our life, they are to make us stronger. And there are so many quotes that we can bring. I'm not going to quote anybody, because I love for all of us to together extract the wisdom and share our personal stories. And I'm inviting everyone who's watching us now live or watching the replay, share with us, how do you notice, how have you been growing through your challenges, your life challenges, spiritual, emotional? Do you cultivate this habit to do a retrospection and to look at your life and feel gratitude, even for the troubles, for the hardship that you have been through? Do you recognize that this has made you, this that you have faced, you didn't, it didn't crush you, but made you stronger and opened new possibilities in front of you? And for us to finish, and it's not easy to finish, because I love all these subtopics and topics in the general sphere of self growth, of self transformation, of self empowerment. I would like the last one to be about how are you embracing in general. I already spoke about it, change, and do you like to involve yourself in planned or unplanned changes? Do you like to create challenges to yourself? And I will tell you just one very short personal story. I used to be very shy kid. I didn't look like that because at least this is what I believe. I was one of the best students at school, and of course, teachers would love me and point me out and give me as an example to the others. But inside, I felt very insecure. I didn't like myself. I was bullied for wearing glasses and also several other things. So I wasn't feeling free to be sharing, to be creating friends. I wasn't a popular girl with a company that would go and do parties. So when I left home to study computer science in another city, I chose to start forcing myself to engage with people, and I would create these tasks for me whenever I would see people, colleagues, students at universities, young kids, 17, 18-year old. I would force myself to go and to speak with the ones that I really thought that they wouldn't accept me. And I was so surprised to see that this worked, that I was accepted, I was liked, I created friends. And once I've been through the challenge, I realized that actually the fear was so much um, scarier than what actually happened. So, what do you think about that, Catherine? And this is also an invitation
I,
to our viewers to share. Have you noticed that the fear is bigger when it's distant? And I also remember the big transition that you went through. I
yeah,
remember we were working on that for a couple of months because you knew that this big date is coming. And when
yeah,
we got into the space of the actual thing happening, you managed to navigate it with such a grace. I remember how you shared about. Again, I'm saying no need for details, but it's important to know emotionally, psychologically, how we navigate through these changes, and how by flexing the muscle of testing ourselves actually is really helpful, and we can create this habit and practice it, and we can learn even to have fun with that.
absolutely. I agree with what you're saying completely. Agree. Um, I experienced it before when I changed country to work to another country. Um, Everything was new, so I just challenged myself to talk with people on the bus of different ages, just to um, you know to face the fear. This is new for me. I don't know anybody around, but and luckily I even engaged with a lady, an elderly lady, that she became my friend, and we started going out together every Saturday and fixing an appointment. If I didn't talk with anybody, shared my you know conversation with anybody, I wouldn't have been able to connect with anybody else. But sometimes the fear is good, it's helpful, even to challenge ourselves. And what you were saying before, yes, I had a challenge that I was about to face, um, and I was everywhere. My head couldn't, um, you know, focus on one thing, on what because my fear was even greater. But when I asked you how to navigate into it, so you started showing me just to see it in different, you know, in different ways. So I was by just relaxing and say, okay, what if it was not what I'm thinking? Okay, if it was even the challenge was lighter, because now I'm just looking at it with a lot of fear. But when you start seeing the thing like a challenge that you can overcome, things change. And in fact, I just relaxed. I said, okay, let's go. Let us take it one step at a time. Went through it. It was like, oh, when it passed, I said, oh, look, where's all my worries? Where are all my worries? It's just, it's all about the story we are telling ourselves. We make
Yes.
things bigger than what they look like. And when we start um, analyzing things in a different way, or having a different perspective, what if it's not exactly what I'm thinking? What is it if I tell myself another story? Like, okay, I'm stronger. For sure, this will be a challenge, but I'm able to overcome it, and things turn out completely different. And thank you very much for the help, because when everything passed, I said, "Oh, it was not really a challenge."
Yes. Yeah, but this is our nature. It is natural for the human beings when we are faced with challenge, with even a threat, to be to create projections in the future or to connect with the past, because this is our natural mechanism, our instincts to survive. We are basing our decisions, human beings, animals, maybe, I don't know, I haven't explored this type of consciousness, even though I used to have some animal communication experiences. We can connect with the past so that we know how to prepare ourselves and survive and escape the tiger or lion that is chasing us, or we are connecting and projecting possibilities in the future so we can create plans. But one thing that I'm teaching all of you, my clients, and also sharing with my audience is, first, learn to connect with the present moment, connect with your body, connect with the experiences. And when you engage your mind to analyze, to describe, to express even verbally with sounds, what is it that is happening, the hormones, the energies, the boiling, the bubbling, whatever there is, the turmoil inside of you, by simply sharing or journaling, you're releasing energy that is stuck and blocked, and you're letting the steam out. And another thing that is really very it is an approach that helps, is the projection, creating a projection in the future when you anticipate a transition or you are trying to prepare to navigate it. It's the topic of the whole conversation that we have been having today. Is you can connect with the best possibility in the future and look back from this perspective. What if everything goes even better than you can imagine? And also, what if everything goes the worst possible scenario? So when you prepare yourself that things may go really bad, and when you try to place yourself in this future and experience what it means to be really bad, then you realize that you can handle that because you're creating situations that become familiar to you. And when something is already familiar to you, you know how to handle it, because we have such a rich life experience. We have been through so much. We survived it, we managed to move forward. So we know that we have potential, we have wisdom, we have powers, we have skills that will be engaged, will be awakened when we need them. Because you've heard about situations when a mother has to save her child, and she mobilizes all this strength and power, and she pushes out a whole lorry, right? This is not something that you can prepare your mind to do, but these are energies that get mobilized in the moment of challenge. So when we learn to practice this, to create this mental, to do these mental exercises, then it gets easier, because we are facing some situations that are already familiar to us. And I find it really very powerful to engage our whole body and all our experiences, and not rely merely on our mind. So thank you everyone who has been watching us, who has connected with us. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the love. Feel free to share with us what have been your experiences around navigating transitions, navigating challenges. What are your favorite tools and techniques? If you're interested about the process of the Empowered Life Mastery, it is a three-stage process going through developing clarity first, which is the foundation of everything, the self-awareness, then developing confidence based on the self-awareness and based on the tools that we are learning experientially. And at the end, the last stage is change, feeling empowered with the clarity and with the confidence to step into change, knowing that you have the tools, you have the awareness, you have the wisdom, you know who you are aligned in your choices because you're aware of your values, of your needs, of your emotions, you develop the communication skills. So this is a whole beautiful process that now I'm preparing to launch as a very intense 3-month journey of learning experientially with a small community, and then 6 months support. I decided to extend the support, and this is being offered as a 9th month journey, which is enough to integrate, to learn experientially, to connect, and to reinvent, to rediscover, and rebuild yourself as an empowered creator of your life. Thank you, everyone, for today. Thank you, Catherine. It's always a pleasure to co-create with you and to connect with you and to share our stories. Thank you, everyone who was here with us, and we will see each other next Thursday at the same time, 2 p.m. London time. The topic will be announced after next Tuesday's co-creation circle because I don't like to schedule things in advance. I want them all to be the topics, the conversations to be in the flow, to be alive. And if you have a particular topic that you want us to cover, feel free to share in the comment or message me. Much love from my heart to yours, and I will see you in this space, virtual, and with some of you, we may connect even in person. Until soon, and take
Thank
care.
you. Thank you.